everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome to my second ever Q&A here on my YouTube channel. I am very excited. We're going to talk about London and Germany and food and living here or leaving here, and yeah, let's go. So I asked you guys on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Most questions do come from Instagram, so let's start there. redledlife wants to know, what is my favorite cafe or restaurant in London? This is a very easy question to answer. It is Franco Manca. Franco Manca is a restaurant. It's a pizza place, and it offers sourdough pizza. It's super delicious, and probably one of the cheapest pizza places I've ever been to in London, so check it out. All links are below. Ali234 wants to know what I use to take photos and what I use to edit on my Instagram account. I use my iPhone. My iPhone is a iPhone SE, so the smaller version of an iPhone 6, or my camera, which I'm filming with right now, which is a Sony a5000. And what else? How do I edit them? In all sorts of different apps. I don't really have a plan. I just edit whatever I want to use, really. Sometimes I use Afterlight, so Afterlight looks like that. And then mainly I just use the Instagram editor because I actually think it's quite useful, and for special effects always VSCO Cam. I'm sure that's not a surprise. Andre.alvhede wants to know if I watch the Eurovision Song Contest and what I think of it. I watch it if I can. What do I think of it? I think it's fun. I think the music is pretty crappy, but I like watching it because it's entertaining and you kind of see a little bit of what's happening in the different countries, but I don't need to watch it. What I think of it, like I said, it's fun, but probably not more, because yeah, the music is just not really my thing. piasrg wants to know, what is my favorite food market in London? Again, very easy question to answer. I live in Camden, so Carab Market is definitely my favorite food market in London, but that doesn't mean that there isn't others that I like. I've spoken about it many times before. Borough Market is probably the market to take anyone who ever visits London for the first time, and maybe for the only time, so it's between Carab and Borough Market. Joannaupair wants to know, where is the best chill place in London now? Winky face. Well, what do you mean by chill place, Joanna? I don't know. I mean, I think the only thing that comes to mind for chilling right now is the Portobello Gold, or Gold Pub on Portobello Road. Links are below, have a look. It's awesome to chill because inside the pub you kind of have your own tree house that you can sit and have a drink in with your friends and can get lost for hours, and it's awesome. Sarahsteenbergen wants to know, what if I want to live in London forever? That's a very good question. I wish I knew. For now, yes. If I can afford to live here forever, and if I am successful in my life, then yes, I probably do want to live here forever. But then, all that said, you never know what life brings, and maybe in a few years' time I'll move to another big city. Cities I also like are Berlin, or maybe, you know, go leave Europe completely. I don't know, but it would be pretty great to live here for a very long time. Storieswithcoffee, great username by the way, wants to know if I'm worried about Brexit and my future in London. That's a very good question. When Brexit first happened, I did make a video about it. It was very emotional. Maybe some of you have seen it. I got some interesting comments that I stopped reading after a while because they made me very sad. All I did there really was my first kind of emotional reaction. Now after a few months I see it very differently, so I'm actually not worried. I've been here for a very long time, and I think people who have been here as long as me will most likely be fine. So I'm going to try not to worry. I'm trying to kind of concentrate on what's happening now, and I've actually met a few pro-Brexit voters who are, you know, who kind of have different reasons than kicking us out. So my first reaction was, you know, understandably very emotional, but I kind of calmed down about it a little bit. There is a certain uncertainty about what's going to happen. I'm not too worried, but again, I never know. There might be a moment where I'll have to apply for some sort of visa or work permit. Don't think that's going to happen, so there is an underlying thing like, ooh, it might come through, but overall I think I'll be fine. And everybody who kind of comes now and has been here at least for a while and paying taxes will probably be fine as well, kind of coming from Germany or wherever you're watching. I know that's probably quite a vague answer, but the bottom line is nobody really knows, so all I can do for now is go on, pay my taxes and enjoy my life over here, and then marry a British man. So funny. 980106 wants to start her own YouTube channel, and she's wondering about her English and if I ever felt nervous about my English before I started my YouTube channel. Probably yes, but I kind of made the decision to ignore every single negative comment that was going to come about my accent or about the way I speak English, so I kind of made that decision to just put videos out there in English because I think it's more accessible for loads of people around the world. So inside somewhere, yes, probably, but I had said to myself, I'm just going to do it and I'm going to ignore all the bad comments. So 980106, you can do it as well. Please Tell Me Who I Am wants to know what was difficult about moving to London, what was the hardest thing to get used to, and if I can give some advice of how to adapt to these changes. Now, because my story is a little bit different to most people's, it's very difficult for me to answer that question because basically I lived with my parents, then I came to England to do an au pair work. There's loads of videos about this, you can probably see them on the side. Then I studied, then I found a job outside of London, and then I found a job inside London. So I've probably I've done a very slow transition. So it's not that I kind of had my job and my life in Germany and then all of a sudden moved to London and kind of had to adjust to everything at once. So I can really only say what my friends have told me who have done a sudden move, and the biggest change is always that London is very expensive. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you, but rent prices are more than double as high than anywhere, you know, in Germany at least, or probably in some of the countries that you are from. And yeah, money is a very different thing here. I've made quite a few videos about kind of moving to London and the worries and the changes. So again, I'll put them down below and they're probably on the side, so have a look there. The biggest change is the rent prices and the money and how to quickly adjust to that. Do make a payment plan. Do not just spend money on your card all the time. You're gonna have to, you know, look at what you're paying, because otherwise you're gonna end up, you know, paying too much, spending too much and not enjoying it over here. So do be aware of how much money you spend. That is my advice. And otherwise have a look at the videos there and also below. Adelaitea, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, I'm really sorry, wants to know, besides London, do I have a favorite place or region in the UK? And what software do I use to edit my videos with? That is a good question. I wish I had, besides London, a favorite place in the UK, but I haven't travelled too much, so that is my fault. For now, I'd have to say it's High Wycombe, because that's where I went to uni and that's where I spent a few years of my early England life, so it will be that. And what do I use to edit my videos? iMovie. So that's not very professional, but it works for me. Okay, let's head over to Facebook, where Sylvia wants to know, are there particular events in London right now that I would recommend? Yes, Sylvia, there are Facebooks. There are events in London that I would recommend. One that comes to mind, I actually did post about it on Hype and Instagram and everywhere today, so you might have seen it, is the Secret Garden Party. I don't know, again, you've seen some of my videos, what kind of music you're into, but if you like house and garden parties and kind of, you know, day parties and just, you know, kind of light, you know, dancing with your friends, you should come there. I'll put the link down below. It's in Brick Lane in East London. Tickets are by now still quite cheap, I think, definitely under £10. So yeah, if you want to come, you know, do go there. That should be a really cool event. And I think it's on Easter Sunday, so it's particularly good for people like me whose families are in, you know, another country and you don't really have any plans on Easter Sunday, so why not go and dance with your friends? So yes, the Secret Garden Party I recommend. And Anna on Facebook wants to know, what is an unexpectedly beautiful landmark or tourist attraction in London? Something that I thought was too hyped but was actually really good. She thinks it's Big Ben. That's such a difficult question. I should have probably read this or prepared for this before, but I have to say that the view from the Sky Garden, and the Sky Garden in itself is my favorite tourist attraction that is probably too hyped up but is actually fabulous, because you don't really expect what you see when you go up there. It's so green, it's a flipping garden in the sky. You can have cocktails and dinner, and the view and the kind of skyline view is just really, really impressive. I prefer it over the Shard. The Shard is higher but it's less fun. You can spend less time at the Shard, it's not as big, so the Sky Garden is definitely my favorite famous London attraction, if that makes sense. And here we go, that was my second ever Q&A. Let me know below if you want me to do these again. Do follow my Instagram for updates on Q&As and things and happening, and do follow me on Hype for things to do in London. I know you guys all love that, and I think that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. I'm sending you a big kiss through the internet to your phone or laptop or wherever you are, and I'll see you then. And please subscribe, and goodbye.